What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me. Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 59. You get nothing. Reviewing yesterday's March 17th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, as only we can. And to do that, we got a trio this week. Once again, of course, he is back from his hiatus. He likes to take hiatus at least once a month, but he's back in full John Cena paraphernalia. He is Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you doing?
What up? What up, everybody? What up, JJ? Thank you for being on last week. You and Rob did a great job. Let me tell you something, guys. I love these afternoon Raws. Oh man, get it out the way. Free night, free Monday night. I kind of wish they do this during football season, NFL season. Oh, that make my life so much better. I wish they would.
Go on European tours for like months for the whole football season.
At least when the schedule comes out, look at it. It's like, this is a tough game. Let's go to Europe that weekend. F that.
Makes sense. I enjoyed SmackDown on Friday. I enjoyed Monday Night Raw, and I think mainly that is because it's on at the time that it's usually on for you guys in the US. It's on for me in the UK. I got to watch it at 7 p.m. and I was done with the show by 9:20, and I get to spend the rest of the night with my missus and my family. So it's all good in the hood for me. But once again, joining us again, the man who has made more appearances on this show than his regular assigned show, the flagship podcast. He is the resident True Heel alcoholic himself, Top Guy JJ. How are you doing?
Still eating popcorn from yesterday. Are y'all not entertained or what?
I was entertained.
Just be patient. Be patient. And we still got another 4.5 weeks.
Shit.
Indeed. Hey, I was patient with John Cena. I'm not so patient with other things Triple H is doing, but I was patient with this storyline for sure. But
there we go.
We're gonna break down Monday Night Raw from yesterday from Brussels, Belgium. We'll talk all about it. Of course, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on yesterday's Monday Night Raw. All your thoughts on the John Cena heel turn explanation and ending his 20-year toxic relationship with the fans. We're going to break that all down on today's show. So if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you want to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen and show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible. You could do that with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We already got in the chat one of our members of the channel, I Make Beats. Thanks for joining us today. He says, hello, THH. Hope everyone is good. Felt like Cena was cutting that promo on SP3 directly when he said, you don't get a new look or music. Also, poor squashed in theory, SMFNH. Yes. Not a good week for us Austin Theory defenders. Not at all. We also got Eric Isaac in the chat joining us today. He says, hey THH fam, Cody Cook, Cena, Jey get some payback on Gunther, Rhea making her presence known, and poor Finn Balor even losing on St. Patrick's Day. The only Irishman with no luck.
End it. Just end it for him.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie to you. So spoiler alert. I'm not gonna lie. So SP tagged me in a message yesterday, and I purposely did not go into the chat because I knew I wasn't gonna see the show until like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I did not want to know what he was tagging me about when he said Triple H watches the show. Part of me had a small inkling of a prayer when I saw that text, and then I saw what the main event was going to be. I was like, "Oh shit! They are they going to do this?"
Yeah, right.
And then another Monday night happened to this nigga.
It was like I had the little inkling that I even put out the question at the THH chat. I was like, are they going to do another title change? Because that's been the theme of the road to WrestleMania 41. They've had EO winning the World Heavyweight, the Women's World Championship. You had LA Knight win the US title. You had the Street Profits win the WWE Tag Team Championships. I was like, is there a chance And then dude cut a promo before his matchup where it was basically the Miz promo of running down his resume, and I was like, oh no, he's not winning. He's not winning.
Bruh, and I'm literally in the group of Wrestling Fan 101 of what you shouldn't do is put 1 and 1 together. I try to put 1 is SP3's tweeted attachment, 2 what the main event is going to be, and I still didn't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome to hear. The disappointment that I had after that main event was
disappointment?
It was like a breakup just happened because it's like I'm absolutely done. Like there's no attempted hope to promote somebody getting something on that group on this podcast or any podcast that I ever appear on ever again, because they are done. They're done. They're literally like anchors that just goes to the bottom of the sea and they will never come up.
It's not a good time for the Judgment Day fans. Even Romeo has backed off the bandwagon, it seems.
I think it's just Finn Balor. It's just
say it. Say it. Just say it.
The other people know what they know what they're thinking. Dom knows what he's thinking, what he's doing. Dom is actually looking good, looking like the one with brains.
I just want to say it. Josh was right. Finn Balor's a fucking bum. He's a bum.
Pin Balor.
He's a certified bum. Like he's a certified bum. He literally got the pin of certified bum attached to his fucking attire as of yesterday. He's a bum.
He got the stamp on his forehead. Certified bum. Mon Easy in the chat. Good to see you, good brother. He says, good afternoon, guys. Nice to be able to watch live this week. Appreciate you joining us today. We got Chilling with Chase saying the big 3. Yes, we're the big 3 out here. And we also got a super chat donation from our good brother Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for showing your support. He says, I personally wanted to see John Cena embrace the hatred, but his emotional lashing out to the fans was indeed cinema. I'm here for it all, though. Yes, I will say I wasn't the promo that I thought we were gonna get, but it was great. It was great. Yeah, I give it that.
We all know John Cena is a storyteller. What happens when you go through a breakup? You're sad, you're emotional. The anger is coming. It's coming. Y'all know it's coming. Be patient. Be patient. He's hurt right now. The man is you got once you get it, because I'm pretty sure your diatribe about the introduction to this show is gonna be kind of long. Pause, but just saying.
We're gonna give you and Romeo kind of reactions to each portion of this 20-minute dialogue, the 20-minute monologue that Cena gave us. We talked about that before we went live, so I'll give y'all a chance to kind of chime in after each of these lashing out, as Chuck Berry says, that Cena gave us. We got our very own Miss Chrissy Love in the chat today. Thanks for joining us, Miss Chrissy. She says, I really thought they would let my guy Finn win, but Paul wants him to be a fucking bum.
Hey, I'm just saying, hashtag Josh is right. Josh is right.
Hashtag Josh was right.
I mean, that's it. I mean, we try to hold on to the sliver of hope. We tried, Chrissy. We tried. But that shit ended yesterday afternoon for most people. Yesterday night, last night for me, because I didn't catch it until I got home. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's absolutely over.
We got Chilling with Chase. It says death, taxes, and 10 years of pins.
10 years.
10 years.
He's literally been getting pinned for a decade. He won. Then nigga won the championship in 2016, bruh. It is 2005. It's been 10 years. This nigga has won one. Yo, I don't count the shit that Damian Priest carried him in with winning the Undisputed Tag Team Championships in the Judgment Day. I don't count that Raw fucking championship because nobody even know who the fucking champions are unless you pay attention to that shit show. Yeah, he's throwing an Intercontinental Championship there, and there you go. The last decade has been awful. Awful.
Yeah, ever since he's been back on the main roster, it hasn't been good. He had a brief reprieve when they put him back in NXT and he won that second NXT championship. But other than that, it has not been a good time since he came back to the main roster.
As like I said, he's got one last chance, and that's when I think it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. Judgment Day finally turns on him. That feud, Finn versus the Judgment Day, that's his last chance to be taken seriously. Last chance.
But sometimes the Judgment Day has to be a champion.
Yeah.
This can't pay off in a grudge match. No one's gonna care.
And the way they're positioning it now, it's like Finn's the bad guy, and Dom's actually the one that has brains. It's good. You root for him. You're on Dom's side. You're sympathetic to Dom. What?
I am rooting for Dom.
Like Dom's making sense. What?
He's like, we need a new member, and Finn's like, no, I don't want a new member.
And then he says Penta. Like, what a great idea! Great suggestion.
You know, he's undefeated in singles competition.
You know, you know what Dom wants on the team? A fucking winner.
Yeah. That's some good scouting. Like, the Jets could use that. I could use that.
He's like, I'm done with all you losers. Let me get a winner.
Titan fan raises his hand too. We need a winning scout.
This guy knows a winner when he sees one.
Oh man! But let's get into last night's Monday Night Raw. What did you think about the crowd in Brussels, Belgium? I thought this was a top 10 all-time Monday Night Raw crowd. What did you think, Romeo?
I give them a 9 out of 10. I'm only docking 1 point because every time there was a 2 count. I hate that stupid chant. I just wanted there to be no more 2 counts on the show. That's how bad it was. Like, don't even do it. I thought you would deduct 1 point for them singing Seth Rollins' theme song. Oh, I give them an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. They couldn't stop singing that garbage. I'm so tired of that damn song. This guy's a heel. Why are we placating to him? He's doing heelish things. Oh, I hate it. Oh, it went too long.
Show was only
top guy hours. JJ.
I get a fucking let me tell you, I get a crowd of 9.5. And point I gave them, they sang the whole Cody verse.
They did.
The whole Cody verse. And bro, I've never heard this in my life, not even in Puerto Rico. They sang some of Rey Mysterio's song. They sang some of Rey Mysterio's song. How do you not give him over a 9 for that shit? This motherfucker was at like the C block of the show. He was at the bathroom break portion of the show. And they were still singing his song. That crowd was amazing last night. Amazing. Yeah. Fantastic crowd in Belgium. And I know Monday Night Raw, WWE, according to Fightful Select, was very happy with the crowd. They said it was the hottest TV environment that they have ever received. So we know they're going to be back for some WWE TV taping in Belgium, probably a pay-per-view in Belgium. And the only reason I did not say 10 is because we did see the Puerto Rican crowd and we did see the France crowd. Like, what the hell? Like, those are they're in their like own tiers, bro. Like, those were one of ones. This was right there. This is literally like right there, right underneath them. Last night was amazing. Brussels showed out. Indeed. And it all started with the opening of the show. Of course, Michael Cole and Corey Graves this week. Corey Graves joining Michael Cole because Pat McAfee was back in the States doing the Pat McAfee show. They kicked off the show by going to a video package of Cody's promo from last week with highlights of John Cena's heel turn at the Elimination Chamber. And then they did the subtle thing where they always do the silence. There's nothing playing. And then we open with the music of John Cena. And as soon as his usual music hits, you hear an eruption of boos. They gave him massive heat. And then they started singing the John Cena says, John
Cena sucks. We got Cena. We had Cena come out. He's got a stern demeanor. He wore a shirt with Belgian graphics and colors on it. He stood still in the ring
he didn't say hi to Stu, the cameraman. F him now.
No, he didn't even look towards Stu. Really,
no, he didn't.
He stood in the ring as the crowd, after the music stopped, gave him loud "Let's go Cena sucks" chants. He just soaked it all in. He dropped the mic and acted like he would leave at one point, which got even more boos. And then he picked up the mic as they chanted, "You sold out. You sold out. You sold out. You sold out." He pretended to leave again, but he returned. And then he finally speaks and he says, "When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval." He posted.
That's one of his tweets. That's one of his motivational tweets.
Yes, it was one of his tweets on X. He continued and he says, "You are making this so easy for me." He says, for 25 years, I've been the victim. I have been the victim of an abusive relationship. Some more boo! Massive heat for Cena throughout this entire promo. He attempted to shut them down on that. He called them hurtful and abusive. And all they ever did was bully him into being their puppet, while expecting him to do it with a smile on his face. To that, Cena says, "No more." The fans responded with "Fuck you, Cena" chant. "Fuck you, Cena. Fuck you, Cena." He held up the mic because they were proving his point for him. He says that he was not a babyface. He was not a heel. He was a human being. And
what a line. What a line. Put that on a t-shirt.
And all of the fans have been awful to him. It's been the same noise for 25 years. When he first arrived to WWE, they let him know very quickly they hated him. So what did he do? He changed himself, hoping they would like him, but it wasn't enough. So what did he do? He worked hard like he always did. And then he won and won and won and won. He won a lot. And they hated it. And they hated him for it. He spent the next 10 years of his life trying to give everything he possibly could, but it still wasn't enough. And at this point, the fans are just yelling obscenities at him. "Fuck you, Cena. Fuck Cena. You, Cena, you fucking bitch" chants.
Oh, so that's what they were saying.
Yes.
I knew it was something very negative.
Bitch. "Cena, you fucking bitch. Cena, you fucking bitch.
Wow.
Cena, you fucking bitch." In his final moments, he could have just walked away. He announced his retirement in advance and tried one last time to get along with the fans. But they ruined it. Just like they ruined everything. Like always, it was great for 2 seconds, but it wasn't enough. The crowd chanted, "Na na na na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye." He says these fans were proving his point yet again. No matter what he did, it was never enough. All they ever did was take and take and take and take. They only cared about themselves. Cena put his values on the line, but all they could think about was what they were getting. None of them asked how he was feeling. Now they were getting what they earned, and they get absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
They weren't getting a new look. They dressed like him. He didn't dress like them. They weren't getting a new music. That was his voice in his song. Their time is up, and his time is now.
Okay. Can we pause here? This was outstanding reasoning. I loved every second of it. And I know it pissed off so many people who wanted a new look, a new theme. F off. Fuck off. Cena explained it perfectly. This is even more heelish that he stays the same. It would have been too cool to switch up the look, switch up the music. It would have been placating to those fans that wanted that. No, F them. I love it.
He says all they were getting was a chance to look in the mirror and realize how awful they have been for 25 years. We want Cody. We want Cody. Cena says they would. He knew they would because he was their new shiny toy. Because this toy was going out to pasture. They kept proving his point that they were all awful people and none of them were safe, especially those he could pick out in a crowd. He pointed out people who were still wearing his shirt and the Let's Go Cena people. He says the Cena sucks jackoffs have already proven themselves awful people. But the Let's Go Cena people were too. He asks what they have ever done to really support him. All they ever did was steal from him. They stole from him and took his time. They stole his personal moments, his personal achievements.
You fucking thief! You fucking thief! You fucking arrest that man right now!
They made him the butt of the same invisible joke for 15 years. And they still thought it was funny. It's not funny. It was pathetic. And they were pathetic too. He said they wore his shirts to feel good about themselves. They wore words like hustle, loyalty, and respect, but he lived them every day. They didn't support him. They used him as an excuse for their pathetic failure of a life. All they ever did for 25 years was sit on their asses watching him be great. He was in a toxic relationship, but you know what? He was breaking up with all of them. At this point, they showed a sad young Cena fan in the crowd. Whether they liked it or not, they were dumped.
That man just witnessed his first breakup.
He's a star now. He's a star now. He's the new Miz girl. He's gonna be a star. He's gonna be at conventions one day. He's the new Izzy, the Bailey fan and stuff. He said, I don't need you anymore. I don't care about you anymore. And you don't matter to me. There's no noise you can make. There's nothing you can do because you know I'm right and you know you're wrong. At this point, the music of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, hit to a huge ovation from the crowd. They start singing his song. Rhodes comes out soaking in the cheers and adulation of the fans, but this was not the happy-go-lucky Cody. Cody was not pleased with what John Cena had to say. As he got on the mic and Cody says, Cena thought that the fans had given him their worst, but they had also given him their best. They did that for 25 years because he was special and because he could carry it. Cena tries to talk. He gets on the mic and he says, "Listen, kid," but Rhodes cut him off immediately with enough.
Love that.
Rhodes said he wasn't a kid. It wasn't kid to him. It was WWE champion.
Great.
Rhodes says that he was excited to go face to face with the real John Cena on the road to WrestleMania. But he got this instead. This version of Cena better not show up to WrestleMania, because there he would run it over, run it out, and retire him early. Rhodes already took Cena's best shot, and it wasn't enough. Rhodes told him to go find the real John Cena. Go find the guy on that shirt, because he wanted to fight that Cena, not this whiny bitch.
Oh,
The crowd popped huge for that.
Drop, bro.
As Rhodes dropped the mic and threw it at Cena, he left out of the ring as the fans cheered him on. Cena grabbed his little branded towel with the last time is now, and he left to the fans booing him uproariously and sang the goodbye song. And just the cherry on top of this entire opening segment, they pan over to Michael Cole, who is absolutely livid off of John Cena's comments. He said, for 25 years, these people have supported him. For 25 years, he was the standard of excellence. But now he's just going to act like a big bitch out there? It's like, oh my God, Michael Cole is turning red. This was the first... prick. This was the first 32 minutes of the show, and oh my God, this might have been a top 5 John Cena promo. It was a You People promo. My only nitpicks is that I did want him to at least mention the Rock association, and they can get to that. At least mention the Elimination Chamber angle, and they can get to that. At least mention Travis Scott. At least mention the quest for number 17. At least mention WrestleMania. Any of that I would have liked. There's the little things that I would have improved on this to make this a 5-star segment, but this is a 4 3/4 segment. This was absolutely outstanding. This felt like the first money drawing segment on television for this angle since the John Cena heel turn. This was a fantastic promo, a fantastic performance by John Cena, who brought out real emotion in everything he said. But I thought that Cody made this segment even better with his response, because he brought the fire. He stood up for the fans. He comes off like an all-time great babyface who's addressing the fallen hero that just ripped apart the fans for 20 minutes, and he just gave him just as much fire as John Cena gave the fans. He gave it back to Cena. So this was overall an amazing segment with an all-time hot crowd to back it up. So I enjoyed the hell out of this. Romeo, what did you think?
Outstanding. One of, like you said, one of Cena's best promos. I thought a top opening to a Raw ever. One up there. Cena, I love the way the way he moves now. It's like the way he holds that towel. It's like a weight that he's holding. He has to hold it like he doesn't want to. I love every mannerism. Yeah. And his promo to me made sense. Yes, it was a You People promo, but I thought one of the best You People promos you could get. One of the best. A lot of it was justified and made sense. He had every right to snap after all these years. And the song saying the same. Love it.
That was a perfect choice. Perfect choice.
John Cena, who wants to stop doing that? That's so much fun to do. That's one of the top actresses to do now. Cody, he was great too. The way he ended it, whiny bitch, pointing at his shirt. Where's that guy? Love it. The only thing was, considering everything that happened at Chamber, I feel like Cody should want to punch this guy the first second he's in the ring with him. Yeah. But I understand there's still more weeks to go. He still delivered, a good line at the end there. And they're going to talk in the ring next week. So I don't have a problem with like what you said, the Rock stuff. If they get to that. If they get to that next week, give something that's a little different next week than it was this week, I'm fine with that. But this was awesome. John Cena is really in his bag now as a heel. This is so much more interesting than it would have been the original way. Babyface versus babyface. This road would have been rough to Mania if you just saved the turn for Mania. This is so much better. This is more exciting. This is more fun to watch.
Top guy JJ.
There is so many layers in what happened in the first 30 minutes of Raw. Obviously, the crowd, we just talked about it, probably top 3 to 5 crowd I've ever heard in real life. And yeah, you guys hit it. Perfect choice to keep everything because of what he said once he hit the ring. But this was perfect to me. This was a hurt man. This was a man in his mind, he's hurt because of all of the shit and everything that he had to go through. Think about 2006 One Night Stand. If Cena wins, we riot. Like all of these things that he had to go through for the entirety of like a 10-year run. And then he's able to put that into a character of words and explain how these people have basically, in his mind, ruined his life. Like, this was so well done. And just the delivery that he gave to these people. Listen, you people promo, that was as his connection, his calling card is the popularity to the people, is that volcanic reaction of Cena sucks, let's go Cena. And he's fed up with all of these motherfuckers. He's fed up with all you bitches because all you Cena sucks people can already suck my dick. And you let's go Cena people, you guys are fake as hell because y'all trying to ride my coattails. Y'all trying to ride my coattails and live vicariously through me. Get the fuck up and do something about it, your damn selves, and actually check on me, you sons of bitches. Like, not one time you know how long 30 years, 25 years is for no one to see how you are? You know, like, you understand how long that is for not one person to be like, yo, Cena, how you doing, bro? Like, you doing all right? Like I know, like, this road has been kind of crazy.
Let me tweet him right now.
One of you motherfuckers, not one of y'all. Not he's pointing to and you know it's crazy. I bet you he pointed to people that literally had his shirt on. Like, when's the last time you, that kid in the front row, when's the last time any of y'all checked on me? Everything is what I'm gonna get, what we gonna get. And the comeback of y'all ain't getting shit. Y'all ain't getting no music. Y'all ain't getting no new look. Y'all gonna keep enjoying this bald spot that I got on my head. Y'all gonna enjoy all of this shit, you bastards, because you ain't helping me even through this. Like, this man was hurt. So he had to get those emotions out before we go into the story of this fucking rivalry. And that is why we have another 4 weeks. This man had to get those feelings out. And this was so well, and it's like the crowd just made it all so much better. And I'm so glad that this was kind of like, this was an overseas crowd, because some of me doesn't believe that the American audience would have been able to give that kind of response to him, because that was like perfect synergy. Like, it helped his promo in so many ways. It just made it, like he said, it made it so easy for him to deliver this. So easy for him to deliver this. And
American crowd would have chanted for like 20 minutes.
Right? Like, it would have been like boos and shit, but it wouldn't have been that. It wouldn't have been that. And then Cody comes out. And obviously, this is the White Knight. This is literally the light that everybody is looking for. And the most perfect thing happened during Cody's entrance. And I don't know if it was caught. When Cody was at the entrance ramp, when he was right before he went up the stairs, they cut to both Cena and Cody. And you see dark and light. Like, it is such amazing storytelling when you see the darkness and then you see the hero that is on his way to take on this big evil. And it's like Cena, you could literally see it, and it's almost like you could see like Cena is so satisfied with all of this because it's like he finally found in 20 years the person that is worthy of him becoming a heel. He found someone that is finally worth this world shift in professional wrestling, and he got it in Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes can cut it on the mic just like him, but in a very different way. So it is like perfect harmony. It is perfect harmony. And Cody's very short promo was one of the most powerful ones that he did because he's like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this bitch? Like, you're an imposter. Like, you're like, bro, I've done heard you cook people, roast people, flame people, overcome obstacles for 20 years. And now you out here crying? You out here crying? What the fuck is this? Like, I'm supposed to fight this little crybaby bitch at WrestleMania? I'm gonna cook you. Like, I could go on and on and on about this. Like, this was such a masterpiece because this is literally the pilot of what is going to be an insane 5 weeks between these two. And the flame throwing that Cena is going to have in these next 4 weeks, oh my God. I got to get a lot of bags of popcorn ready because this shit is going to be fucking special. This feels genuinely like WrestleMania season is on full go and almost kind of like helps me not care as much about the other whatever storyline.
This is the most exciting thing.
Huh?
Yeah. This is the most exciting thing. You agree?
Yeah, they're gonna have other shit, but this is the main event. This is night 2. This is what everybody is looking to see what happens because this is it. This is it. This was absolutely fantastic.
Can I say a few more things? One, I just tweeted John Cena. Hey, how are you doing? Just checking in. I want to get that out there. Number 2, I thought you saw a little bit of Cena's acting chops in his promo, especially when he gets angry, dark side. You saw a little bit of that Hollywood stuff. And third thing, he did some foreshadowing here. He dropped a little foreshadowing here when he mentioned Cody's the new toy that you're playing with. One day, far in the future, the roles will be reversed. Cody will go down the dark path, and it'll be a shiny new toy. Probably Braun Breaker. Probably. I think that's a good guess. And the roles will be reversed. And I can't wait for that too.
I want John to bring that up. That he was once in Cody's position, and it was against who? The Rock. He was the guy who was trying to point out everything wrong about The Rock.
We gotta let it marinate.
And then he could also double down that the fans didn't support him. The fans weren't all for him when he was trying to point out that The Rock was coming in to his place and he was the shiny new toy. They wanted to embrace the old guy then, but they don't want to embrace him now. They could add so much because now you're seeing from this promo that it's not just a rivalry of Cody versus Cena, it's Cena versus the fans. Yes. And he described the relationship, a toxic relationship, to a T, because a toxic relationship is not a relationship that's all bad. A toxic relationship is a toxic relationship because it's both things. It's sometimes good, it's sometimes bad. So that was the perfect description of his relationship with the fans. I just wanted him to kind of expound about that. Like I said, I think that it would have been a perfect segment if he would have addressed some things. I'm fine with him not addressing the Rock alliance because probably he's not going to bring that up until the Rock is back on television. I'm fine with him not addressing the going for 17 or Cody or WrestleMania, but you kind of could have expound upon the whole relationship with him and the fans, and he kind of brushed on it, but you could have been like, hey, like, yeah, for the last couple of years you guys have been all good for me, but that's because I've been giving myself away. I've been here for a bit, and y'all like that, but now that I'm here full time, you're upset about it because I made a decision for me finally. Like, I think that they could have been more that he could have addressed, and maybe that would have made the segment longer. But who cares? This is the most important thing on the show.
This could have been a 45-minute segment, and we would have just still been like,
Yeah.
I was like, he could have went for an hour. He could have went for an hour, and I would have been good. He should have put his Rock dick on the table, because Rock always goes over the time he's supposed to go.
This segment was almost a half hour, and it was short, and it was too short.
Yes.
That's how fucking phenomenal this was.
You know what, John?
A half hour of talking, and this was too short.
You know what John can say is that, you know, the time that the entire crowd has been behind his side, like the last couple of years he's been back or whatever, he's lost every match. he lost all of them. He couldn't win. He could not win.
Yeah, when y'all finally had my back, when y'all finally started cheering for me, that's when I started losing. So that's another reason, because I think that he was addressing why it was okay for him to turn heel and turn against the fans. He didn't explain why he had to turn now, why when the fans are cheering him, he should have been like, I agree, he should have been like, when y'all did cheer for me, I started losing. I stopped winning. Like, this is why I had to make a decision for me for once. All this time when y'all been cheering for me, I did everything for you. Now this is a decision for me because I want to win number 17. I think that would have made this promo even better. I would have not said top 5 John Cena promo. I would have said this is the best John Cena promo of all time.
But SP, this is the beautiful thing about it, is that the amount of material that this man has at his disposal, he has material for months. Like, he's not gonna give you everything in a shot. He's gonna hit you with bits, pieces. We all know how smart this man is. This is one of the smartest men in the history of professional wrestling. This man knows what he's gonna hit. This motherfucker probably has a schedule of what he's going to talk about for the next 6 to 8 weeks at minimum. Like, and it's like, this is why I can't wait for it, because I know who's in the driver's seat of these promos. It's not going to be anything that's whimmed together. This shit is crafted, and this is crafted excellence. Like,
by the way, Cena now advertised for the Raw and SmackDown after Mania, both.
This man's
got to win. He's got to win.
Victory lap. Victory lap.
Like, I will say this promo did put up like kind of like the unpredictability of the result, because you could see a Cody retaining and then trying to bring Cena back to the light. But I think the better result is Cena has to win to really cement this heel turn.
Yes, 100%. Let Cena win. Cody's the retirement match.
We got about 5 motherfucking weeks. We got about 5 more promos, probably before
4 more. Because Monday Night Raw, they're going to be on Raw.
He's not going to be on any SmackDowns.
He's not advertised for any of the SmackDowns coming out.
So hey, I'll take the 4. And then Raw and SmackDown after Mania, bro. That's a lot of food right there to digest. So we in for a motherfucking ride, bro.
Indeed. And it's going to be so hot next week in Scotland, and then the week after I might be going to that one in London. Oh man, I'm definitely part of that crowd. I definitely got to go to that one in London.
You gotta go there, bro. And you got to throw a couple coins. You got listen. You got
Tribal Chief will be there too, is he not?
You know, I don't. I'm in the habit of not paying for wrestling shows. So hopefully, my sports. I already applied to get the tickets, but I'm going to the SmackDown next week in London with Alex McCarthy. So I'm gonna be there. So probably see the latest development in the Roman Punk Seth storyline. But I definitely want to go to now the London Raw, because if Cena's gonna be there, I got to be part of that crowd.
Yeah. Oh my God, you got to, man. I want to live vicariously through you and your stories, bro.
I gotta figure.
I'm gonna put some shorts on this channel. I gotta put some shorts of the reaction of John Cena live in the building.
You gotta get there, bro. You gotta get there. I'm rooting for you. Yo, you gotta experience this. This is the shit that we fucking crave as wrestling fans, is to get something so fucking interesting that is like you gotta be a part of at least the ride there. That we haven't had this. This is some epic shit.
Yeah. This feels like when I went to I think it was the Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn ahead of WrestleMania 30. Just to be a part of the crowd to boo Triple H after he beat down Daniel Bryan on the road to WrestleMania 40. Like, that's how it feels. I want to be a part of the crowd booing John Cena or cheer. I'm going to be cheering for John Cena because I am elected. I don't care what he says. I don't deserve nothing, John. I've been riding in the gym with you for years before the people who even loved you. I was riding in the gym. Ask my friends. Jey Cena KB8 was my AIM screen name, my A screen name. I will ride with John Cena regardless. We did got
crazy. The last time I went in full John Cena gear like Romeo did was at WrestleMania 29 when everybody hated John Cena when he chased after that title over The Rock, and people literally just hated me for just my attire. That was. Even though I don't care how the fucking show was. The show was ass, but that atmosphere, top notch.
Yeah. I remember me and shout out to Steve Stash. Today's his birthday. We went with my nephew, and my nephew was a big John Cena. My absolutely. My nephew Taj was the big John Cena fan. So we trolled him the entire time. So he was so happy to be like, yeah, my guy won at the end of that show, WrestleMania 29.
Yep.
And I sent him the clip of John Cena's heel turn when it happened, and I told him, I was like, it's about time you start watching wrestling again. He said, yeah, I'm gonna watch. He's like John Cena's heel now. Let's go.
I can't imagine how much crying that poor kid did when the shock left his body. He probably soaked in so many tears because he wasn't. That look was shock. Like he was shocked. Yeah,
he's like,
shocked.
Talking to me. He's talking to me.
If that's his dad behind him, he's just laughing at him. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, because his pops know, like, yeah, this shit gonna hit you when you get home.
It's like, John Cena just pointed at me, Dad. Why is John saying this to me?
And telling me I don't need you?
And the lady next to him, like, yeah, fuck this kid.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
So great.
SB3, we could go through the rest of the show in like 9 minutes.
Yo, I'm talking words. Yeah. I'm like, you gotta understand how amazing this was. That it's almost like the rest of the show
didn't matter.
The rest of the show could be ass, and almost like I'm literally just on a high just off that first half hour. Like I'm on cruise control for the rest of Raw right now. Like, so whatever happens, nothing's gonna bring my morale down now. Like this is it. This was worth price of admission. If Raw was 30 minutes, this shit would have been a 12 out of 10.
It would have been the first 10 out of 10 episode.
Next week, I would probably close with these guys and have it end getting physical.
Yeah, that's probably the move to do. They're either gonna open or close every Raw up until WrestleMania, or they should close or open every Raw until WrestleMania.
I love this. I love this 2 extra weeks that they have. I love, because usually WrestleMania is that first weekend. I love that it is the 19th and 20th.
And I would hope we could get The Rock on one of these Raws.
I'm thinking when they go back to the States.
Yeah, he'd probably be on like one of them, maybe.
They're in Minneapolis, Minneapolis, and then Sacramento is to go home.
Sacramento. I can see him.
But that's why Cena is so good that it's like he literally doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
He's gonna be Rock's gonna come back and be like, I'll be back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. We got a super chat donation from Nicky Boy, Necro Buck, Nick Jackson. Thank you so much, guys, for the super chat donations. He says, love these European crowd chants, man. Yeah, that crowd was awesome throughout. That's why I had to put notes of the different chants they did.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I love that.
Cody Rhodes. Cody. Cody Rhodes.
They love that man. As much as they hate Cena, they love Cody.
They love wrestling, bro.
Yeah.
Like they were into the entire night.
Some stuff they didn't even need to be into.
Yeah.
I'd understood.
We also got another super chat donation from Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says people say Finn was buried when he lost to Roman, but people forget he was 3 versus 1 against the Bloodline. I think the death nail was losing to Cope Hogan. I mean, that was the one where it was like, yeah, you got to win this. You're the demon. It's Hell in a Cell. It's WrestleMania. Cope's not going to be here for much longer. Yeah, he should have won that for sure.
Bro, even
100%.
if he didn't win that, it's the way he lost. He lost to God.
He lost to God as the demon against Roman Reigns. Like that, yeah. That it's the way he lost that one. That was why a lot of people feel like that's the death nail. I feel like that was the lid being shut on the coffin. The nail in the coffin was losing to Edge Cope at WrestleMania 39 because it was supposed to be Hell in a Cell, and we took like a 10-minute break to stitch up his head.
What all-time politicking job by Cope Hogan right there.
Yo,
winning on the way out.
And it was literally the most meaningless win of probably his career.
Yeah. And then he went and beat Sheamus too. That what did he need to do that for?
Meant and did nothing for that man, and it would have done leaps and bounds for Finn Balor.
SB3, do you remember me and you were making the case, an argument for Finn to win one of these championship matches against Seth Rollins? When Priest had the briefcase?
Yep.
He couldn't even get that?
Because we was like, it would be really cool to have a world heavyweight champion and Money in the Bank in the same faction. Yes. And then they just did the angle with Nia and Tiffy last year.
I already forgot about that.
Exactly.
Yo, bro, Seth Rollins should have lost that world heavyweight championship during 2 of his feuds.
The Nakamura one too.
Yeah. He should have lost it. He shouldn't even have seen the Finn
Honestly, 3, even though Drew eventually did win the title, the original feud with Drew in 2023, he should have lost that too. Because Drew actually elevated the world championship during that initial feud with Seth.
Seth got some strong plot armor.
And that's why Seth ain't going nowhere. Ever.
One of H's top guys.
Yeah, that is. He ain't going nowhere. That's for sure. He'll be number 4, number 5 on WWE for a very long time.
Bro got a main event this year, bro.
Don't be surprised if that fool wins at WrestleMania too.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all because he's probably the one out of all 3 of them who needs it the most.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Let's talk about the rest of the show. Before we do that, though, one more thing to kind of put a bow on Cena and Cody. What do you think they do next week? How do you think they should go about doing this next week that makes it different from this week? JJ?
I think we get the more angry version of John Cena now. We get the more angrier version, so he's going to be a little bit more hot. He's going to get into a little bit, probably more of the reasoning and the why, which is going to draw this massive amount of heat while he's still explaining his hurtful feelings to the crowd. But I think we get a little bit more nuggets as to why he did what he did. And as far as his allegiances, his alliances, what he truthfully believes in, and hit more on what he has gone through in these past 20 years with the people to kind of give more evidence as to why he's right in what he did.
I think it should close the show. I think Cody starts it off this time, breaking down Cena's promo from this week. And then Cena comes out, and I think he's just going to poke fun at Cody. He's probably going to say, like, you're probably be the same position I am one day. Like, probably do some kind of stuff like that. And then end it with attacking Cody Rhodes and leaving him laying. So that way, the next time they're in the ring, Cody's going to be the one getting physical. And that's when you'll get your Triple H pull apart brawl. 100%.
In London, yeah, that makes sense. In London, yeah, that makes sense. Triple H go pull out his break glass in case of emergency. Every feud must have a pull apart brawl to ramp up the intensity.
And what makes this so good too is that he had so much good prep work in mic and promos with like the Roman story, the KO story, with all of these. He has just had so much practice to be able to go toe-to-toe with John Cena for these next 4 to 5 weeks. Like, the footwork that he's already put in is already going to help him, and it's going to help him tremendously.
Oh,
so,
one final thing I forgot. How do I forget to mention this? Having a farewell tour and then having the crowd sing na 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 hey hey goodbye to you. That is, oh my God, that is so insulting. Oh my goodness. Like, Cena sells it so good.
He's gonna have it. He's gonna have so much shit to talk about. Like, y'all have just given him an infinite book of promo work to do over the next month. Like, this is John Cena we're talking about. Like, this man thinks about everything.
Yeah. Get ready, Cody. Cody will be ready too. Cody can bring it.
That's what all his practice is gonna help. Oh my God, it's gonna help him.
And this is why I pitched John Cena turning heel, because this is what I wanted. I wanted one last great John Cena story. We weren't gonna get that if he was still a babyface. We just weren't. We were just gonna have a love fest. We were just gonna celebrate Cena facing some guys to put them over, to set them up for success. That's all we would have got. This is the much better direction.
Bro, as soon as you said that shit, SP, the day I wish we recorded the day you said this. Because the day you said this, that is literally the only thing I've ever wanted. That's the, because I was like, I didn't hear this shit from any other show. I didn't hear this from any other fucking dirt sheet or any other podcast. I've heard it after, but I haven't heard it prior. So that was like, when you have such a brilliant idea, there's no need for convincing. That shit just clicks immediately, and best result possible is what we're getting right now.
But remember, The Rock wanted this to be Cody. That stupid ass idea. That dumb ass idea.
No, but that's the thing, is that it wasn't the worst idea, but it wasn't the best idea. They came out with the best idea. So sometimes, like, Cody would have been a badass heel. Like, what?
Just not now.
It would have been great, but it's not the right time. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like when you come to the, like, oh, that could work, but let's put that on the shelf for a little while.
And we got to thank Cody too.
This is what we need right now.
We got to thank Cody for having the cojones to tell The Rock, no, I'm not going to do that. That's a bad idea. He probably didn't say that's a bad idea, but he damn sure thought it.
And that's why Cody is the quarterback.
Indeed. All right, let's talk about the rest of the show very quickly. But the opening contest, we had a no holds barred matchup. It was Penta going 1-on-1 with Ludwig Kaiser. Since his debut, Penta has now had 6 matches on Monday Night Raw against 3 different opponents, and his last 5 matches have been against 2 different opponents. Kaiser did cut a promo before during the ad break where he says he needs all of their gratitude as he will destroy Penta in this matchup. Immediately they go to ringside. Penta was all over Kaiser. He cleared off the announce table after he got a big reaction. A lot of Zero Mero, oh no, ole, 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 Zero Mero. This crowd was outstanding the entire night. It was. Kaiser got the better of them fighting near the announce table, though, as Kaiser raked his eyes and gave him a rolling DVD on the harder announce table. Just ask JD McDonough how hard that announce table is. Yep. Penta tried fighting back during the commercial break. He was chopping Kaiser until Kaiser moved, and he chopped the ring post, and Kaiser took advantage. He hits another rolling DVD in the ring for a 2 count. Kaiser ran around the ring and charged at Penta Penta, and Penta gave him a back body drop right onto the table again. It didn't break as the crowd chanted, "We want tables." Kaiser took control again. He used the steel chair and he was choking Penta in the corner, but Penta basically forced the chair off of his throat and told him he was telling Penta, "Be afraid, tell me you're afraid." And Penta told him, "Zero metal, no fear." Penta then reversed things and snapped his arm with the arm breaker, and then Penta super kicked the chair twice into Kaiser's face. Kaiser took me out of the last portion of this matchup because after he gets the super kick with the chair, he literally turns the chair over, puts it in positions for Penta to give him the Mexican Destroyer off of the second rope. Then Penta picks him in the middle of the ring. He gives him the Penta driver right on the steel chair to pick up the victory here. This was all thriller, no filler. The crowd was super hot for this, and they had a much better matchup than their last match against one another. And all the Penta's matches in WWE have been good so far, but this was a very good one here. Post-match, we get Kathy Kelly meets Penta in the entranceway and asks him what is next for Penta. Penta cuts a fiery promo where he thanks the Belgium crowd for being so hot tonight, and he says that on the road to WrestleMania, he is eyeing the Intercontinental Championship, and he is going after the IC title, and that will be our main event tonight of Braun Breaker defending the Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor. So I thought this was a nice little way to kind of set Penta up for the direction that we originally said, me and Romeo talking about that little stare down that Penta had with Braun Breaker before Royal Rumble. We kind of said that was probably a hint that he was going to be involved with the IC championship. So what do you think about Penta picking up the win here and eyeing up the Intercontinental Gold, Romeo?
Solid. Penta continues to look strong. It was a good match, enjoyable. The entrances, man. Can we talk about Ludwig's entrance? What is this guy doing every time he comes out? Do you see this shit? Put it on me. He's like, oh my God, just broke my head. He's doing all kinds of and then he does the leg shuffles. Like, what is all this? Like, I don't know.
He's animated. He's very animated.
Ludwig, you better get ready to learn Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, because I don't see how he could be in any kind of multi-man IC title match now. I don't even know if it's going to be a multi-man match anymore in Mania. They're really narrowing it down to Braun and Penta just now. So, and we should talk about, let JJ go first. I'll this is a different subject.
What do you think, JJ? What did you think about Penta and Kaiser?
I just hope Ludwig is out of the fucking picture after this. Because
I think so too. Yeah.
This guy's another bum. I have zero interest in anything that this man does or says or acts like. Like, he acts like a fucking buffoon. He looks like a fucking buffoon. Like, nothing about him is like, all right. And he literally copies and pastes every single mic work performance that he does. Every single thing that he does on the mic is literally copy and paste. It's the same ass lines. It's literally, he goes out there with a script, he reads it, and it's over, and he loses. Like, it just be done with this guy. Put him back in Gunther's corner where he belongs. And
I don't see future world champion like some people have said. I don't see it. Not in this. Not in this.
No, I can see future Intercontinental champion, but world title, no.
Not this version. Whatever the fuck this is, he needs some cooking right now. This nigga has no seasoning.
So I was gonna say we should talk about what happened on SmackDown with that vignette.
For Phoenix,
it looks like Phoenix is coming to SmackDown. How you feel about them being on separate shows?
it's the right move after you've invested so much storyline time into building up Penta, making him into like this new star that you're gonna position for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, and he is a good candidate to walk out of WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion. So it wasn't the right time to put them on the same brand, and let's see if you could do the same thing in building up Phoenix before you eventually probably put them together, maybe in the summer or later this year.
You agree, JJ?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like Penta is on the up trajectory. His trajectory is going up. Like Phoenix is not in any way, shape, or form going to be a detriment to Penta, but it's not needed now. Like treat that to us later in the year. Let them cross paths when they have shows that like interjects into each other. They can cross paths, but they don't need to be an alliance yet. They don't need that. First, let's see if Phoenix has the same adaptability in the WWE style, and let's also see if this man can stay healthy for 6 months. Because you don't want to put all of this investment into them as a duo. And then you got to go back to square one because Phoenix is out with another injury. Sure. So, one, they're going to dumb down Phoenix's style. Like, they're going to have to. Like, they're going to dumb... Like, he's still going to have, like, his aerial assaults and the things that he does on, like, PLEs. But they're going to have to dumb that shit down on television matches because they got to have to keep this man healthy. Like, for them to have such a star building in Penta... and then to have them together and then have a working storyline, because obviously the minute that they're together, they're going straight for the tag team championship. Like as soon as they're aligned, they're going to have like 2 matches and then they're going right for the tag titles. For them to do that, they both got to be there. Availability is the best ability when it comes to building a profitable storyline for those 2 guys. And right now, you got to see it in Phoenix. Like Penta has been very durable wherever he's been. He's been reliable wherever he's been. You can't say that about Phoenix, as great as Phoenix is.
Yeah, Phoenix is probably the more exciting of the 2 in the ring, but he has definitely been the more injury prone of the 2 as well. So
I'm excited to see how they present him, because so far that vignette, I like that vignette. It looked pretty cool. So you already know about Penta's presentation. I hope Phoenix is a little bit different, but just as like star-worthy.
I agree, but it's a good sign that they're doing vignettes for him already. So
yeah.
They had that shit ready.
It's good,
ready to go.
Yeah, they was like, listen, man, we got this shit in the oven for a little while. We letting it bake, we letting it cook for a little while. All right, Bell's about to go off for that shit to come out of the oven. They've been plotting. They've been plotting for this. They need to put Ludwig. They need to put Ludwig back in the fucking oven.
Things haven't been the same for him since he cut Giovanni Vinci loose. Just hasn't been. They should have done more with them as a team.
That was a bad decision for both of them.
Yeah,
one's
fired and one's a loser.
Yeah, exactly. Shit worked out for none of them.
And this is like what Jimmy Macron always tells you as B3. He's like, when your girlfriend's the bigger star than you.
It's not a good look. It's never a good look. The fans never look at you the same when your girl is a bigger star than you.
But this was one of his funner matches. This was a pretty solid match. It was a good match.
Yes,
but now it's time to go back in the oven, bro. You need some crust around that pie right now. Right now, that shit just is all fucking powder white, and you need a little bit of crust on that shit, bro.
So there was a couple of backstage segments that we saw. We saw Dakota Kai getting ready, Io Sky rooting her on, and she's about to have a matchup against Ivy now. As she's walking backstage, we did peep Dominic Mysterio having a conversation with Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
More on that in a bit, as we do know that what Karrion was probably suggesting to Dominic Mysterio backstage. And then we had, during the ad break, a backstage segment from earlier today with the Creeds being approached by LWO's Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. American Made played dumb when they asked about where Chad Gable is, and said that LWO said that Chad thinks he's slick running around in a mask, and they tried to play dumb about Gable being in the mask last week, saying that it wasn't him, but the LWO wasn't buying it. It turns out that LWO then issued a challenge to the Creeds, and Brutus Creed is actually pretty dumb because he doesn't really know who was in the mask, as he asked Ivy and Julius after LWO walked away who was in the Lucha match then, and they just both shrugged their shoulders and just shook their heads as they walked away. Like, why are we talking? We got the camera right here. Don't talk about that. Don't bring that up. But that led us to well, first before that, we had backstage, the Judgment Day met in the back, and they were all on the same page until Dominic Mysterio suggested to Finn Balor that Penta should join the Judgment Day. Balor was pissed. He got in Dom's face, and Balor mentioned that Penta just declared his intentions of going after his Intercontinental Championship, the same one he was going for tonight. And then he called Dom a snake, and Dom didn't know that Penta made that declaration, and Carlito told him, maybe you should watch the show.
Yeah, that was all stupid.
Everyone is dumb. Everyone in the Judgment Day is pretty dumb.
That was all stupid. That whole segment was dumb.
And then we got a very quick singles matchup of Dakota Kai going one-on-one with Ivy Now, with the American Maid in her corner. Chad Gable, wearing a suit, ran out as the match began to join the Creeds at ringside. Now used a distraction from her buddies to hit a Uranagi variation for a 2 count. Chad got on the apron for a bit, but that led to Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee of the LWO running out to clear American Made from ringside. They ran after Chad Gable into the crowd, while Ivy was picked up by Dakota, who hit the GTK, the go-to kick, for the victory here. This match was barely 3 minutes. It happened. That's all I can say.
Good.
Romeo?
Yeah, I don't think I could add anything to that.
Good. This match didn't need to be on the show. Keep it moving.
No, it did not need to be on the show. I don't know why they keep giving Dakota these random ass wins to probably set her up for another shot at the Intercontinental Championship.
And it never pays off.
Never pays off. Never.
It felt like
Never
a few
does.
segments after the opening segment were rushed. Cena and Cody went a little
Good.
too
We
long,
needed it.
and they're completely justified to have gone as long as they wanted. Fine
We
by
needed
me.
it.
Could
Yeah,
have
we
went
needed it.
longer.
Yeah.
Even though
They
Triple H
should have
has
went
this
45
time,
minutes and cut them out the show.
yeah, Triple H has this unneeded time constraints that he puts on himself when Netflix has given him the reins to go however long you want.
At least go 2.5 hours like you do some weeks. He didn't even need that this week. He went 2 and 20, 2 hours, 20 minutes on this show. Next up was probably the second best segment of the night, as we had our contract signing for Io Sky versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Io got a huge ovation when she came out. Bianca Belair got a good ovation as well. Io gets on the mic first, and she says that no one, not Bianca Belair, not Rhea Ripley, or anyone else, would disrespect her again, because after WrestleMania, she would still be the WWE Women's World Champion. The crowd loudly cheered her for that and chanted, "You deserve it." That excited Io to do her little pose, the pointing at herself thing. Belair said that she had all the respect in the world for Io. However, she had the same message for Io that she had for Rhea last week. If you thought you could put your hands on her and get away with it, you didn't know her at all. She fumbled over that line pretty badly. Belair planned on leaving WrestleMania as the champion. They both signed, but when Bianca said that she planned on leaving WrestleMania as champion, she got big boos for that line, as the fans were largely and solidly behind Io here. But after Adam Pearce thanked both women for being professional, he nearly flipped his wig when the music of Rhea Ripley hit, who came out to a huge ovation from this crowd. This crowd erupted for Rhea Ripley. Ripley comes out. Belair teased Ripley about having a WrestleMania match, a WrestleMania title match, while Rhea doesn't even have a match right now. Ripley claimed that she was just there to watch, just like Bianca should have been there to just watch her title match. But no, she had to get involved. They bickered a bit back and forth. Io was getting more and more upset as they continued to ignore her. Finally, Sky basically pushed the table out of the way. She tried to get in the middle of Rhea and Bianca, but Bianca paintbrushed her yet again this week. But that led to Rhea having the upper hand and headbutted Bianca. Bianca landed on the table that they signed the contract on. So Rhea grabbed Io and powerbombed her on top of Bianca. Second time on the night that the table did not break on a spot that they probably expected it to break on. Ripley then grabs the contract from the floor that Adam Pearce just left there, and she picks up a pen and signs the contract. She signs her name on the contract that already had Io and Bianca's name on it, so that was confusing. Pearce followed her to the back. This was a good follow-up from last week because even the fans didn't think, even the announcer said that this didn't make any sense. But we did get a follow-up as Rhea walked to the back with the contract. Backstage later in the show, Pearce demanded Rhea give him back the contract. She refused and tried to claim that it was legally binding with her name on it. That's not how contracts work.
Nope.
He said that this was like talking to a child, which I was like, this was, yeah, he's actually right, but I don't think this is the right direction for Rhea Ripley's character.
Do you remember SB3 when Charlotte said she's acting like a child? You're still a kid?
Yes.
Well. Charlotte Davis.
And in fact, she was acting like a child. Pearce took the contract and left. Bianca then rushed in and attacked Rhea. The Io Sky then ran in. She pushed Bianca out of the way to get her hands on Rhea as well. They all shoved each other into stuff until Rhea got the upper hand. She ran Bianca into a production case. She ran Io into a door and walked off standing tall as security finally stepped in to stop this whole thing. But this was basically WrestleMania 20 and the build up to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit all over again. Rhea Ripley playing the role as Shawn Michaels, signing her name on a contract that didn't have her name on it. But this should not be how we get the triple threat. The triple threat has to come. I don't know if they're going to have Io give the title match to Bianca, to Rhea, because, you know, Rhea gave her a title match that she didn't have to. So this could be Io returning the favor and wanting to get her hands on Rhea and wanting to beat both Rhea and Bianca for disrespecting her. I think that that's the simplest direction that still makes sense. It could be Bianca saying that she wants Rhea into the matchup as well. You could go the route that I know a lot of people have suggested of Rhea like beating either Bianca or Io to get in there, but I don't think that's the right decision, because the whole reason you're not doing Bianca versus Rhea is because obviously you want to save the one-on-one matchup for a future WrestleMania, so don't give it away on the road to this WrestleMania. And you just did Rhea and Io's, and I don't want to see Io lose a matchup or Bianca lose a match before WrestleMania as well. So like I said, the former of just Io returning the favor to Rhea and saying, I want to beat both women at WrestleMania, that makes her look like a fighting champion. That helps her character even more in gaining the respect from the fans and she seems like the biggest babyface in this whole storyline. I think that's the direction to go. But this was an entertaining segment, and it really feels like this road to WrestleMania, Romeo, is like a mixture of WrestleMania 2000 and WrestleMania 20 all in one.
I will start with a positive. I think the heat is there between the three women where you do want to see this triple threat match. So that's a positive. The negative. What is going on with Rhea Ripley's character? Oh
They
my
totally
goodness.
forgot that promo she did after
The
she
one
lost the title.
backstage, the backstage exclusive, where she blamed everything on herself. Now you see on TV on Mondays, she's blaming everybody else. Everybody else's problem. You did this, you did that. If you didn't do this, I would have done blah 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 blah. And she just comes across, like Charlotte said, a big kid, a big baby. Adam Pearce is juggling with a baby backstage, a child. Oh, she looks terrible, terrible. If they would have taken this towards a more path where she's looking internally at herself of what she's doing, then it'd be a little more intriguing, entertaining. But this big baby Rhea Ripley, ugh, not for me.
Fair. JJ, what did you think?
Goes from the most dominant woman in the entire Raw women's division to reverting into crying about it. So apparently Liv Morgan was right.
Oh, look at that.
So like it's almost like she's literally just falling into all the other women's opinions and validating all of their points, because instead of just being the eradicator, being a badass, like, you know, basically being the person that instigates her way into the match and making them both angry enough to want her in the match, she's going the crybaby route and trying to piss both of them off. So it's like, you don't need both. Just do the second one. Just get them both tight enough and get them both upset enough where they're like, yo, we want to both beat her ass.
Yeah.
And we want her in the match. Put her in the match so we can take her out and make this the one-on-one that it should be. We're going to beat her ass and really make sure that she does not win this title. And yeah, you got a little bit more reasoning there, even though I don't like it that much, but it's still like, okay, this makes sense. They both want to whip her ass. They both want to put her through a table, eliminate her from the match basically as soon as it starts, turn it into a one-on-one match that it should be, and then they go at it, and obviously Rhea comes in for, this will probably be one of Rhea's least worked matches, because I would hope that they just take her out, and then they have their match, and it kind of attempts to make some sense. But this stupid signing, contracts have to have your name and binding on it. Like, it has to be typed up with your name on it. Like, it can't say Sid is going to make X amount of dollars for doing 39 podcasts. He's going to do the 39 podcasts, and I sign my name on it to collect his bread. It doesn't work like that.
And they didn't even do the WrestleMania 20 contract signing right, because the whole thing that made that make sense is that Benoit never signed the contract. Shawn super kicks him and signs the contract first. So that would have made it make a little bit more sense for Rhea to basically take out Bianca before she's able to sign it, and she signs it instead. They didn't even do that right.
This whole thing was bad, but it was bad but entertaining at the same time. Yes. And that's also at the same time, I was looking at Io probably a little too much, because goddamn, she was looking fine last night. Io was looking a little scrumptious. I'm just saying, like, let me get a couple bites out of that apple. Like, Jesus Christ, like that's somebody that had a lot of flavor on her.
She's Puerto Rican. What do you expect, man?
No. That's not saying that Bianca didn't look great. Bianca looked great too, but goddamn, some of Io had a lot of thickness over in a lot of the right places. You know what I'm saying? Like,
respectfully.
No, but I get what you're saying in regards to I don't think this was a bad segment. It just didn't make sense. It was entertaining because these are three over well-defined characters that are over with the crowd, and they all have their points, and they all have their reasons why the fans would be in support of them. And this build is so far ahead of the other women's title feud. Yes, I'm looking at you, Romeo.
It is. But they were pretty loud for that pull apart
brawl.
What
women's title feud?
I said it once, I'll say it again. Spain would have cheered them getting spit in their mouth or shit rained down on them for the amount of money they paid for those tickets. So them cheering that Tiffany Stratton jumped off something high and Charlotte Flair, who wasn't touched, dropped like a domino. That is not saying anything, Romeo. You keep trying to say that like that's saving anything. This build has been awful. It's been awful.
But the Rhea character stuff is also awful.
Bro,
Also.
that other women's feud is worse than Jey and Gunther's.
Yes, somehow that is worse than Jey and Gunther.
They've somehow executed that.
We just need to get to when the bell rings.
Yes, that's really
literally what we said last week.
We literally are coming up with different ways to make sense and stuff they can do on the road to Rhea, Io, and Bianca, because the build has been good and there's different directions they can go to make it all make sense to get us to the triple threat. With Tiffy and Charlotte, we got 5 more episodes of SmackDown and no one wants to see that. They just want to get to WrestleMania as fast as possible.
Oh, we'll see. 4 weeks.
Yeah.
No, 5 more episodes of SmackDown.
We got
5, not 4. 5.
We got 4 Raws and 5 SmackDowns.
Yep.
Jesus.
It's not good. Big Hero Chris says, has Rhea considered pointing at the WrestleMania sign? That's a good point. That is a good point. She hasn't considered that yet, it seems. But
because she's not in the fucking match yet.
Shoehorned.
That's why she hasn't pointed to the shit. She ain't in it yet. She has no card with her picture on it yet.
No.
All these other people that has cards with their pictures on it, she doesn't have one yet. So she can't point to it.
I'll tell you what, Rhea's got some plot armor to herself. This character is terrible right now, and she's getting monster pops.
Yo, it gets bigger every week. She's like in there. She's in that like top 5. Like top 5 most over characters on any WWE show.
Mm-hmm.
One of the top 5 as well is Jey Uso, who cuts a promo backstage. He hasn't been himself lately. His mind was playing tricks on him, so he flew halfway across the world to whip someone's ass. Tonight it was Austin Theory, but at WrestleMania it would be Gunther. Gunther confronted him, but officials got between them. Gunther told Jey that he had spoken to Jimmy, and he was just as dumb as he was. Jey shoved Gunther, but officials separated them as Jey made his way to the ring. Jey runs down, and he gets a huge ovation for his entrance. The Spain crowd loved Jey Uso on this show, yeeting like crazy throughout the ad break for a good 5 minutes. Because this matchup was not going to go that long. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller come out as it's Austin Theory going one-on-one with Jey Uso. Jey immediately, 29 seconds into the matchup, hits a running crossbody. Yes, that's what Michael Cole announced it as, because this is not a spear. It's a running crossbody. So yes, he didn't do the spear right, but he still gets the 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso looks strong, getting the win in less than 30 seconds. He then super kicks Grayson Waller, and then he tries to wipe out A-Town Down Under with a dive to the outside, but he trips over the ropes. He flop-dollared it, so he botched the flip dive. Gunther then, after he gets into the ring, Gunther comes out and puts a choke on him. Jey was able to basically drive him into the turnbuckle, though. He then chucked Gunther out of the ring after taking the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he poses with the World Heavyweight Championship before tossing it over to Gunther. I wanted to compliment this segment because they finally made Jey Uso look strong. Instead of going over 9 minutes with Grayson Waller like he did last week, he beat somebody in 30 seconds that he should have beaten in 30 seconds, just like he should have beaten Grayson Waller last week in 30 seconds. But I can't even compliment this segment because he had 2 moves to do and he got both of them wrong. How did he do that? This was unbelievable. I was like, man, this shit has fallen so fast. They went 4 for 4, Romeo, but this was the whole point of what we said from the very beginning. This was a 4-week storyline, a 4-week program that they've had to stretch for 12 weeks, and they have not figured it out yet. Because just to further bring this shit down to a mid-card level, A-Town Down Under is not done with Jey Uso. As during the ad break, they cut a promo saying that the crowd didn't even care about, as they challenged Jey to a tag team matchup if he could find a tag team partner next week in Glasgow, Scotland. So that goes down next week. It will be Jey Uso and a mystery partner versus A-Town Down Under. The popular thought immediately after this was announced and after you saw it was in Scotland, a lot of fans online think that this will be the Monday Night Raw debut of current TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. And of course, Joe Hendry does what Joe Hendry does. He further teased that by tweeting out, "You say his name and he appears," which Grayson Waller replied to that tweet by saying "dies with cringe" emoji. Dies with cringe GIF. He put that as a response. But I wanted to compliment this segment, but he got both moves wrong. This shit has fallen so fast. This was good. It was good the first month, but it has not been good in a couple of weeks now. JJ, you had a lot to say about the Jey Uso segment last week, but I think this might have been worse because it felt rushed too.
I didn't think it was possible to be on such a fucking high to being so fucking worried about what's going to happen with this man. Like, this, it's like they're figuring out ways to make shit worse. I watch his segments now and I'm just like praying that it don't suck. That's literally my expectations now. Before it was like, yeah, we on a road to WrestleMania. You go for the world title. I'm happy as hell. Like, I couldn't be more ecstatic when he won the Royal Rumble. Like, this fucking Royal Rumble win, SP, I swear to God, feels like it happened a year ago. Like, this shit has felt like an eternity since this shit has happened because of how rough these 6 weeks have been. This has been bad. And when you start off your promo 6 weeks into your number one contendership talking about you haven't been feeling like yourself lately, nigga, WrestleMania is a month away. The fuck you mean you haven't been feeling like yourself? Like are you shitting me? Like this is the biggest time of your life in your fucking professional wrestling career, and you haven't been like, what? Yeah, you know what? That's some accuracy to that. You went 10 minutes with Grayson fucking Waller last week, and yeah, you somewhat made up for it by fucking squashing Austin Theory, but my God, it was awful to watch. This has been rough, guys. This has been rough. And booking has its elements on how it is influenced, but Jesus Christ, there has been no execution to help this in any way. Like, yeah, you can blame it on booking, but this has been so poorly executed. Like, this is not, like, there's been nothing memorable about any of their work. Nothing that we can talk about that has been memorable at all. You can't remember what the fuck happened somebody tell me what happened 3 weeks ago between these two. That's literally
it was probably Gunther. It was probably Gunther hitting a sleeper on him, because that's what happens every week.
So I'm sorry. This shit has to be the biggest and most important 4 weeks coming up for these two, because this shit is dog water right now. Like, this and the fact that this is somehow better than Charlotte and Tiffany, this is saying a lot on how bad both of them are. because they both are awful.
But Dion's 100% right. Like WWE and Triple H in particular, he books for moments. Yeah, Jey winning the Rumble is cool. Now what? He never figured out the now what. That's what it seems like. He had a 4-week program that he decided he was going to stretch for 12 weeks, and he has not figured out what to do for the other 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's almost like who at this stage. They should have just let John Cena win the fucking Royal Rumble and have Jey Uso win the Chamber.
No, you know what they should have done? They should have had Roman or CM Punk win the Rumble, and then the one who didn't win the Rumble should have beat Gunther at Chamber and get the world title onto your second biggest program.
Like, this shit has felt like we have been watching this feud and build up since SummerSlam. And it's not even been 2 months. This has been terrible. It's been terrible. But I'm still not off my high. I'm still on a high horse because I could give a fuck about. I could give 2 fucks about this. Like I could give. But if you want an honest opinion, that's what the fuck I'm gonna give you. This shit was bad. It was bad. Straight up bad.
Romeo, what did you think about
off the fucking top rope, bro?
What did you think about this Jey Uso?
He got a bigger pop. He got a bigger pop when he got back into the ring and said, "I'm good. I'm good." We were like, "Thank God."
Yeah, this feud and build, it started like they were shooting like Steph Curry, and now they're shooting like Draymond Green apparently. But Jey Uso, man, that's
shooting like Bronny James.
Jey, man, what's going on with this spear, bro? Like this spear's trash. It just
gets worse.
I think he's doing a stomach clothesline.
Stop hugging.
Michael
people,
Cole.
bro.
Michael Cole called it a running crossbody. Like
he didn't see him going rope to rope first. He's not doing that for a crossbody. He's doing that for his stupid spear, which is just a big giant hug. Like, and Austin Theory. Why does Hunter hate Austin Theory so? What did Theory do backstage, bro? What did he do? And the one time they teased him like turning on Waller, nothing happened. They're still together. Nothing happened. Gunther, they'll never do it, but Gunther should make reference to Jay's sloppy ass spear and his botch over the top rope, because it does help the storyline that Gunther's trying to prove that this guy just doesn't bring it in the ring. He's awful. And it fuels the internet. The Jay haters who hate watching this guy wrestle, it fuels them too. It should be added to the storyline. What are you gonna say, JJ?
I'm at the point right now, bro, where I want Gunther to retain. I'm there, right? Because it's like, yo, if this man wins the championship, what the fuck are you gonna do with him? Like this can't be a champion, bro. Like this, it can't.
This is gonna be our champion.
It can't.
He's
over that they're still gonna just like stick to the plan. But it's like every week they're like, bro, is this justified? Is this justified?
I think to bring some heat to the. Go ahead, SPT.
No, I was gonna say when he first won the Royal Rumble, I said, "Oh, this is like Jeff Hardy winning after like when we did Rated Raw review when he did the promo." I was like, "This is like the Jeff Hardy groundswell," and then Jeff Hardy was a tag team wrestler similar to Jay. Jay had to overcome stuff like Jeff Hardy did. But my original thought when Jay won the Royal Rumble was this would be the equivalent of Zack Ryder winning the Royal Rumble back in 2012. And over the last couple of weeks, I've gone closer to that again, because this would be like Zack Ryder was not ready to be a main event world champion in 2012. And it really feels like Jey Uso isn't either.
I think to bring some heat into this, like, I think Gunther's got to fuck up Jimmy Uso. He's got to fuck him up, use fake blood, whatever, something like that. Just to get the heat off, because it needs something. It needs something. It needs to spark these final 4 weeks, and I think that's the closest thing we could get probably. And I'm okay with what's that?
Yeah. Finish. I'm sorry.
I'm okay. Like that visual of Jay holding the title, it's like weird to me. It was like, whoa, this is gonna be it. This is what it's gonna look like. Yeah, I was like, you know, I still like Jey, but he's got to lock in right now. He has to lock in the ring.
You hit it right on the fucking head, bro. Like he's still playing around. Like this thing is still
crunch
like
time.
He's still acting like he's chasing like the fucking fucking buried European title, like I mentioned last week. Like this nigga, you're going after the heavyweight champion, and you fucking playing around every week. Like, and mind you, and I'm saying that, look, I'm sure I support this man. Do you see what the fuck I have?
Yes.
Like, I am in support of this fucking man. I love Jey Uso, but this shit is pissing me off weekly. Like, it's like, yo, stop the love fest, bro. Like, you are going after the biggest championship on your fucking show. And you haven't been feeling like yourself. Nigga, please. Like, everybody on the fucking roster would want to have your spot right now. And you over here, I haven't been feeling. Shut the fuck up and go to work. Like this shit is, oh my, like, bruh.
And I wanted this to main event WrestleMania. But now Jey is just killing my case. My case is down the toilet, down the tubes.
Yo, who the fuck you telling?
This is not even close. This is not even close to feeling like a main event.
And after next Monday, enough. Stop with Waller and Theory. That's it. Next Monday, that's it. Enough. Get them away from this program.
And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I love Joe Hendry. He should not be the mystery partner. It needs to. The only way you service a Jey Uso Gunther rivalry is Jimmy Uso, and then Gunther attacks Jimmy, and then you set up a Jimmy versus Gunther match for the week following. Then he beats up Jimmy there. That brings some intensity out of Jey Uso. And the final 2 weeks, you could just brawl. Those two can just brawl and ramp up the intensity that way. Joe Hendry is just a house show mystery partner. He's just to service the live crowd. It does not service Jey versus Gunther at all.
And this is saying this loving Joe Hendry.
Yes.
I love Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. This is not the place for him. This is not the place for him next week. Like, this is not it. This is not it.
And my prediction as SB3 is that we get both. We get this with the Joe Hendry. It doesn't work out, whatever reason. Then we get the Usos reunion. And we still got 3 weeks.
It's like they're playing around with this whole Jey Uso. They're playing around with this whole Jey Uso win, yo. They're playing around with it. Like, they're goofing around with it. It's almost like they're trying to justify it in our minds that this should be the opening match of a WrestleMania. Yeah. Like they're almost justifying it to our brains to make us believe that, okay, yeah, we should be fine with this.
Is this more and more every week this passes by? It's really just like Triple H telling us, yeah, I just booked Jey to win the Rumble, just swerve y'all.
Let me tell you something. If it's not Joe Hendry Monday, you better announce that ahead of time. Do not have that Scotland crowd thinking it's their guy and then it's Jimmy Uso's music hits. Do not. Not.
You announce it on Friday. Announce it on Friday. Please.
Let that man appear on Raw. Like, let him appear. If he appears on Raw, it'd be great. Not in that spot.
This is the World Championship.
Have Jimmy announce it. Have Jimmy announce it on Friday that we're gonna get an Usos reunion.
Yes.
Do what I said. The Usos win. Then Gunther comes out and attacks them. Attacks both. Takes out Jey and then chokes out Jimmy to set up Jimmy versus Gunther in London. And then during the ad break, you could do a longer A-Town Down Under promo talking about, oh, they've been disrespected. Oh, you had to bring back one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Yeah. And then when we come back from ad break, say his name and he appears. Have Joe Hendry in that way. Don't have Joe Hendry be Jey Uso's partner.
Perfect. That's the perfect booking.
This is us pleading with y'all to not fucking execute this, which we think they are going to anyway. But
yes.
Because this is what they've done with this whole championship feud is make a fucking mockery of it.
Pretty much. Because also another bad thing is Jey Uso is ridiculously over, and he seems like one of the most over, if not the most over guys. In Scotland, Joe Hendry will be more over. So that doesn't help Jey at all. But next up,
here, people, we're just talking sense here. This ain't hate. This ain't hate. It's just trying to make this shit better because this shit has been awful.
It's not been good. Not been good. And this comes from me and Romeo, who were very high on the first 4 weeks of this storyline.
But I told you it was too long. Way too many weeks
did.
left.
You called it. Yeah, I will give you credit. You called that to a T. You was like, there's way too many weeks left. And then it was me, like in week 5, I was like, this is feeling kind of mid-card.
Well, once you have Waller in theory, it's like, what the that we're killing time here. Now we're killing way too much time with these guys. Way too much. They've overstayed their welcome.
Yeah. At least the one thing that Charlotte and Tiffy got for them is that they're not involved in no other fucking randos. It's at least them.
At least.
Yeah. Next up, we had the LWO's Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee going up against the Creed brothers. The Creeds dominated through the first commercial break, but Rey got a hot tag after the commercial break was over. Rey fended off Brutus' interference and gave Julius a big DDT before Dragon Lee yanked Brutus off of the apron with a great-looking Hurricane Rana. Rey followed things up. He hits the 619 into the springboard splash to pick up the victory for the LWO. 1, 2, 3. The crowd loved Rey Mysterio on this show. Like Top Guy JJ mentioned earlier, they sang Rey's whole song during this, basically a filler spot. But the LWO celebration did not last for long, as post-match Grande Americana came out to attack the LWO from behind. After the matchup, he beats up both Rey and Dragon Lee. He suplexes Rey onto Dragon Lee and then heads to the top rope. He says shush in Spanish before doing a diving headbutt off the top rope. He then posed in the ring as then security ran out and chased him to the back. The match was fine. It went just over 5 minutes, but I mean, I'm loving Chad Gable as Owen Hart playing the Blue Rays.
That was a great camera shot, by the way.
Chad Gable, come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop feeding into the narrative.
I'm just saying, and that headbutt looked very familiar.
I can't wait to see the identity of this fucking superstar. Like, he is an incredible athlete.
Maybe we might never know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Chad Gable, guys. Just want to
stop.
He's innocent until proven guilty. You have no proof of that.
I mean, the headbutt looked familiar, and the German suplex.
It doesn't matter. There could be people that's imitating it. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Could be Bryan Danielson for all we know.
Oh, now this.
No.
He's retired.
Bryan Danielson ain't shaving off his whole motherfucking beard just to be a fucking luchador in a fucking mask that nobody knows about.
He found a way to come back.
Yeah, shave off your whole beard for about a fucking $50 spot.
Shit, could be Sami Zayn. Shit, for all we know, man. I've heard rumors that he's been under a mask before.
I'm just saying, you ain't got no proof of your accusation, sir.
I am gonna come with a whole outline. I'm gonna be like, "This is Chad Gable over here."
PowerPoint presentation.
Grande Americana.
Turn that shit into a fucking investigation board.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have strings next week. Like,
have Harlem draw it. Yeah, the whole
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be here next week on that shit. I would love to see your investigation board come to life. Oh, that would be amazing.
That's Harlem's homework for the next week.
You would have to go solo screen and literally just break down your screen.
I'm having Harlem draw Grande Americana and Chad Gable. It's a wrap, y'all.
Oh, man. You're going to see ketchup all over that shit.
Right?
We get a video package outlining the CM Punk Seth Rollins steel cage matchup from last week and Roman Reigns' return. And then we got Seth freaking Rollins coming out here to talk about this. This was a 10-minute long segment to let us know that Seth Rollins will be on Friday Night SmackDown to confront Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Rollins came out, the fans sang his song for a very, very long time.
He welcomed bad guy. Come on, people. Oh my God.
He welcomed them to Monday Night Rollins. They kept singing. He finally got to the promo. He was ready to be mad, but it was hard to be mad hearing the fans sing his song. Perhaps they want to be mad because they chanted for CM Punk at this point. Rollins said that he would get to Punk, but wanted to talk about Roman Reigns first. Rollins wasn't mad at Reigns for coming for revenge because he would have done the same thing. The problem was that Reigns couldn't come up with a plan on his own, even with a wise man in his ear. Rollins called Punk the luckiest loser on the face of the planet. If he had just a few more seconds, Rollins would have done what he promised. He would have ended Punk's Mania dream and put his career on ice. Then why didn't he do it? Why did he sit in the corner for fucking 5 minutes to watch him after he did a curb stomp over the second rope, you asshole? He would have taken care of the Punk problem for everyone, including Reigns. Just like in the old days, he was left to clean up Roman Reigns' mess. It just so happened that Reigns and Punk would be both on Friday's SmackDown, so Rollins was planning on heading to Italy to join them. The crowd went deathly quiet at this point because this had nothing to do with them, so he invited them to sing his song and get ready for the main event, and that was that.
It's like you said, this could have been an email.
Could have been an email. Why we wasting our time with fucking filler segments with Seth Rollins?
He needs to be a
This
heel.
segment made me mad that this took away time from John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Like John Cena and Cody Rhodes could have used that time a lot more efficiently than you did.
I need Seth to change. I need Seth's music changed. I'm sorry. I do. Just make him a heel. Like the sing-along stuff, it's played out. Enough. This guy's a bad guy. He's doing bad things. He's doing heel things, and we embrace him, and then we chant CM Punk, and you know they're gonna chant for Roman
OTC,
OTC, OTC. Seth Rollins gets no chance except singing to his theme. Like, come on, enough. I'm sick of it.
This could have been a 1 minute video screen fucking playing to say he's gonna be in the same place as those two on Friday.
Should have been a pre-tape.
He had to come out and have a whole entrance and have a whole crowd chanting and singing and then chanting other people just to say you're going to SmackDown. This was pointless.
Yeah.
Could have cut 10 minutes.
Cody and Cena should have had more time.
Could have added 5 more minutes to the main event too. But next week on Raw in Glasgow, we got Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. CM Punk will appear on the show. Jey Uso and the Mystery Partner versus A-Town Down Under. And Cody Rhodes and John Cena under one roof once again. Backstage, though, we go to Kathy Kelly, who tries to interview AJ Styles, who is momentarily distracted by the fans singing for him. Phenomenal. Karrion Kross and Scarlett, though, they interrupt, and Kross wore his hair just like AJ Styles once again. Kross tried to egg him on by noting how fast Logan Paul got to WWE and accomplished as much as he has, while it took AJ Styles 17 years to get here. Styles cut him off, and Styles knew what Kross was trying to do, but it wouldn't work, so he left, and Kross told Scarlett, I think it's working, and then did the puppeteer kind of motion there. So
look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. You see Kross's shirt? I like that. You got the puppeteer. Yeah.
Yep. I like this. I like the Karrion Kross character. Ever since, I think this is another sign that Triple H watches our show here, because I said last year, Romeo, I was like, Karrion Kross is much more interesting when he doesn't wrestle. He has not wrestled since December, and he's been the most interesting he's ever been on the main roster.
What a gig. What a gig if you could get it. What a paycheck. Well deserved. My good friend follows me on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know. Probably watching us right now. Good job, Karrion. I like how he always, if you notice, he always has his hair the style of whoever he's talking to.
Yes. If it's Sami Zayn, he puts it in a ponytail. If it's AJ Styles, he gets it straight and he wears it down.
He makes it more relatable to him. They have a chance to listen to him better.
Any thoughts, JJ?
No, this is another segment I could have done without.
Yeah. Raging J, Sober Guy JJ in the chat. He says Mania 2000 all over again. This road to WrestleMania is. I said it's a mix of WrestleMania 2000 and WrestleMania 20 because that was Rhea and Io and Bianca. That's WrestleMania 20 written all over it. And this WrestleMania will probably end with two big stars holding their titles together, but it's going to be three big stars with John Cena holding the WWE Championship, Brock holding the People's title, and Travis Scott holding the Hardcore title. That's how WrestleMania 41 is going to close.
Brock
with the fireworks.
Rock
holding the people's title, Travis Scott holding the Hardcore title, and John Cena holding the WWE Championship.
Fucking shots might be fired if you see Brock in that ring.
Rock. I said Rock.
Oh, by the way, this is I don't know if you saw this SB3 that they announced that they're gonna. Remember, I told you that roast that they're gonna do after Mania, like they're gonna do like with Tony Hinchcliffe. He's gonna do a roast. It's official. It is happening. So expect all the Chris Benoit, Mr. McMahon, Brock Lesnar jokes possible. They are asking for this. They are asking for this. That guy is going to scorch WWE. Kidding me?
Good luck. Ron Breaker cross pass with Penta backstage before our main event. Finn Balor challenging Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Early in the match, Braun went for a running spear outside of the ring, but Balor cut him off with the sling blade. Balor had control during the break, cut off Braun again after the break with the side Russian leg sweep. Balor dismissively smacked and kicked at Braun. Braun tried to fire up and no-sold Balor strikes. Braun fought back with a leaping back elbow and then overhead suplex and then a power slam. At this point, Dom and Carlito ran out. Balor used the distraction to apply a schoolboy. Balor followed up with the headlock elbow drop for a 2 count. Braun knocked Balor out of the ring with a running clothesline, and then he performed his crazy-looking leaping clothesline off the apron, basically falling over the announce table. He hit hard on the announce table too, right on the elbow. Yeah. Balor cut him off again in the ring with the sling blade. He then hit the shotgun drop kick. Balor went for coup de grace, but Brock was excuse me. So you got me saying Brock now. Braun avoided it. Balor avoided a spear though and got a schoolboy for a 2 count. Braun then hit his press slam into the power slam for a 2. Braun went for a superplex, but Carlito distracted the referee long enough for Dom to get involved. He knocked Braun off of the turnbuckle and landed him right on the top of the top rope. But however, that made Balor knock off the top rope and crushed himself. He then looked over at Dom like, you fucking screw up. Braun then took out Dom and took out Carlito off of the apron. He then did his leap up Frankensteiner, the Breakensteiner. He hyped up the crowd and hits the spear for the 1-2-3. Braun Breaker picks up the win to successfully defend the Intercontinental Championship in a very good matchup. Dom and Carlito attacked Breaker after the matchup, but it led to Penta coming down to make the save. He handed out some super kicks. Braun hit the spear on Carlito. Penta then grabbed the Intercontinental Championship and held it up for a moment before handing it back to Braun, as Braun held up the title high while Penta did the Zero Metal sign as we close the show with these two men staring down, teasing an Intercontinental Championship contest. Like I said, very good matchup. I like the close of the show. Focus on Penta. The first time we've had Penta close the show here, making him feel like a bigger star alongside Braun Breaker. And this is the most focus the Intercontinental Championship has gotten in months. So good sign on the road to WrestleMania here. Romeo, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with those thoughts you just said. Finn Balor is absolutely hilarious how cocky and confident he is when he doesn't do jack shit. His confidence is through the roof. This guy never wins, but his confidence in the ring is through the roof, and it's hilarious every time. I kind of didn't like Braun's spear at the end there. I didn't really like it, but it wasn't the worst spear of the night. Lucky for him. How about that? Can I say that? But yeah. Braun and Penta's cool. Penta did come off like a star. Yeah.
JJ?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head for me when I thought about the 2 spears that Braun hit. I was like, why are you taking it so easy on these motherfuckers? And what you did to Asho's speed, you try to kill this motherfucker. Like, why are you being so generous to actual in-ring competitors?
Lay that shit in, man. Lay that shit
Like,
in.
it's like once the athletes do that jump, it just completely nukes the effectiveness look of the spear. Like he jumped with both spears, and it just looks too like I'm gonna lay you down like a pillow type of
I
spear.
need that Goldberg spear, man. I know it hurt people, but I need that Goldberg spear. And Braun has done good spears.
Yeah,
in the past.
he has one of the best spears in the game, and leave the jumping spear for Roman because Roman knows how to execute it and actually make it look halfway decent. Leave it for him. Like you with the jumping spear looks too playful. Like you're like.
And it's also the person taking it jumps as well, so that also leaves the effect and takes out the reality of it.
Yeah, so but yeah, it was a fine match. It was a good match, and of course, at the end, getting disappointed yet again, and that was when the death nail's already been in. I thought we was just trying to take the hammer and eject some of the nails out of the coffin, but nah, they actually just glued it, put cement glue around the casket now as well. So not only the nails are in there, there's cement glue around the brim of the casket and around the lid. So that shit ain't never opening. So yeah, he's gone and dead. In the memory of Finn Balor, we
just got to set it on fire now, like Kane.
Just put him on. Just put him under. It's over. Time that he's gonna literally get kicked out of the Judgment Day any week now, because he's just a natural born loser at this point. This nigga's been losing for a decade. So it's time to go. It's time to go. We need winners on this team. Dom wanted fucking Penta on the team because Penta wins. You fucking lose all the time. He done got this man 2 Intercontinental. He got this man 2 big matches and he lost them both.
Yep.
I can't even get into these matches with Finn because he's gonna lose. There's no miracle upset. No. Not unless he has JD by his side. JD do the heavy lifting.
The fact that we're talking Finn Balor and upsets is criminal.
Damn shame. Damn shame how far he's fallen. We do have a super chat donation here from the good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says, Penta said, little bro, go to SmackDown because I'm crazy over and I'm getting the IC title at Mania. Yep. That's another reason why Penta had to be like, yo, go over there. Go over there. I'll see you down the road. I'll see you in a year.
I like it. I still think there's an outside shot. Sheamus is returning and getting involved in this picture.
I can see
that whole IC title story that he has.
Yeah. I can see if Sheamus is involved in this. I think it's still going to be a multi-man matchup. I think if the fact that they teased the Penta Braun matchup makes me think they'll probably do that in London or maybe the show in Minneapolis. I could see them doing it there on the road to WrestleMania before they make the multi-man matchup because I don't see Finn and Dom. I think Finn and Dom are going to be involved in this multi-man Intercontinental title match.
Just to answer your question real quick, Sami Zayn is suffering from a probably broken neck and spinal fusion, and he's effectively off the writing right now because of what Kevin Owens did to him.
It's also still Ramadan, correct?
Yes.
So he will probably be off for next few weeks, probably till right after the start of April.
Right.
Yeah. He might miss WrestleMania. I don't know because Karrion Kross is distracted with AJ Styles, and that was probably going to be his match before Sammy took the match with Kevin Owens. So
my guy Kross got some time, man. If it gets him a WrestleMania match, he'll make some time for Sammy.
He will.
Kidding me?
All right, we made it to the end of our review here, so let us know. Final call for Super Chat donation. Thank you to everyone who showed their support today. Thank you for everyone joining the conversation in the chat. But, of course, we want to hear from you guys. What did you think was the match of the night? MVP, LVP, out of 10, what did you give the show? And did you give the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. For me, Romeo, and Top Guy JJ for the March 17, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from all of us. Romeo, out of 10, what did you give this show?
I'll give it a 7, and that's mostly just the opening segment and the crowd. They carried this show.
Agreed. JJ?
Yeah, I'm on the same, basically kind of like last week. So I'm gonna go like 7.25 because, like I said, if it was literally a 30-minute Raw, this would have been a 10. But the bar was way too high for them to keep up. So, and they did not keep up. So yeah, I'll go 7.25 for this one.
I'm going to go a little bit higher than last week. I'll go 7.5 out of 10. Last week, I gave it a 7 out of 10, mostly for the final 2 segments. This was, I agree, this was definitely elevated by the opening segment with Cena and Cody, and then the crowd was an all-time, our top 10 Monday Night Raw crowd. So I'll give, and I thought the opening match with Penta and Kaiser and Braun and Finn Balor were good matches on the show, whereas last week only had one great match. So I give this a 7.5 out of 10. My MVP for the show, John Cena. JJ?
Oh, absolutely. It's John Cena. 100%. You get nothing, you pricks. You don't even get the MVP of the show that he was on. It's all John Cena.
Yeah,
Romeo?
John Cena for me too, but honorable mention to Cody too. Even the way he ended that segment. But it was mostly Cena.
Mostly Cena, though. Mostly Cena. LVP for the show, Romeo?
Austin Theory and Jey Uso. Both of them.
Good one. JJ?
LVP is Finn Balor.
Well, that too. It's just I'm so used to that.
There was more options for LVP than MVP this week.
For sure.
Finn Balor again.
That's a good shout.
Like, Jesus. You had your whole crew out there and you still lost. Again.
On St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Finn Balor too.
Yeah, there was a couple of candidates because you mentioned Jey and Austin Theory. There's also Rhea Ripley for her being a big baby. But I agree with JJ. It's Finn Balor. Finn Balor is the LVP. How you Irish and you have no luck. You lose on St. Patty's Day with a 3-on-1 advantage. Yeah, you suck, bro. Yeah. Put the fries in the bag. It's over. So yeah, Finn Balor is the LVP for this episode. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. Thank you so much to Top Guy JJ once again joining us this week. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again, sir.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHill_Top Guy JJ. And on this channel, more than likely next week, I might pop up in here too, because I do have next Tuesday off, I believe. So I should be able to come on next week as well. True Heel Heat, more than likely, not looking promising for March. Like, it's actually been a pretty busy month. But I've already done my obligation for March. So more than likely, either the first, I think I had said April 12th, I believe, would be my appearance on True Heel Heat. So I'm going to stick to that right now, but more than likely next Tuesday is a good spot for Rated R Superstars because schedule works a lot better for me for this show. So I will probably be on here next week as well.
Always happy to have you join us. Romeo, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Romeo Damas, all social media. And remember, if you wear John Cena gear, you are part of the problem.
Love it.
What you are seeing is a visual of heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
I get nothing. What do I get?
Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers for True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. So go over there and subscribe over there to that channel. Me and Miss Chrissy Love will be live tomorrow to review Power Book 3, Raising Canaan, episodes 1 and 2 for season 4. So join us for that tomorrow afternoon. We'll be there. I'll be back on this channel for AE Ramble, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. Friday, we got our New Japan Cup final review with myself, Jay News, and Sanal, and maybe a special guest as well. And then Saturday, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. We got a great run of special guests. 2 weeks ago, we had Sadie Nyangi. This past Saturday, we had Lyric. Go over and check that out if you haven't already. And then this Saturday, you get the scoop here. We got special guest Cam Hawkins joining us for the first time on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. So stay tuned for that. 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. But until then, for Romeo, for Top Guy JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 59. You get nothing. For the March 17, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw, we are signing off until next time.
Look how hurt that man is. You